Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. As we return to Chuck Norris movies, he actually said he was 10 times better in this one than he was in Good Guys Wear Black. And I gotta say, I haven't seen that one yet, but I'd say his acting's definitely improved. He's coming a long way. This one's actually a gem. So let's review this 1979 movie, A Force of One.
Kiss your clown goodbye, big boy.
We'll see. Mandy Russ, Jerry Sparks.
I told you about him.
You don't look like a cop. What do cops look like?
This movie starts out with two detectives that are watching a skateboarder who's known for selling angel dust. Johnson and Murphy are talking, and Johnson's line delivery is questionable. They decide to check out the store off duty because they think it might be a drug front, and they're right. And then they get taken out by a man who spends his night pretending to be a mannequin.
They gotta start paying cops more money. I mean, can you afford to buy your kid a $55 glove from
Johnson.
They fish Murphy and Johnson's body out of the water, and the captain talks to his detectives. And the doc says that their bodies took a beating, but he doesn't know what killed them. Jump to a martial arts tournament where our boy Chuck Norris, who plays Matt Logan, is fighting a dude in front of a big crowd. And it's pretty realistic because their kicks and punches don't have sound effects, but I generally prefer that in my movies. Logan wins, and then Detective Amanda Rush shows up at his karate class the next day where he's teaching kids. Apparently Captain Dunne wants him to train his men, but he barely has time to train himself. It's a big fight coming up. The captain tells him that they're really shitty at stopping drugs. And then I just gotta show you this guy's mustache and hair because it's epic.
This place gives me the creeps.
Rollins explains the theory that people use karate on the detectives. And the captain shows Logan their drugs and that they're burning them, but they'll have just as much next week. And then there's a weird conversation between Rollins and Mandy. What's she gonna do to him in that car?
Let me drive him back to school and he can think about it. He might have a change of heart.
Oh, they just talk. We learn that he adopted a kid from his karate class because his mom died of an overdose. They stop off to see Irwin, Lieutenant Harris from Police Academy, and they get a key off of him. Are they going to a hotel room?
It's Detective Rust. I'm coming in.
Nope. Some creepier shit happens. Alice has been doing drugs and she's 15 and she prostitutes herself for those drugs, and then her pimp shows up, and rather than the cop dealing with the threat, Logan takes care of it.
Whoa!
Rudy, please put it away. Rudy. Please, mister, please. Please, Rudy.
Why is she giving him sob stories to help out? That's just weird. Logan gets back to his place and Harriett's guilting him because he has a karate tournament. He can't spend time training other people. So he goes to work out, and then he has flashes of everything he saw today. He gets pretty sweaty. He agrees to train him, and then his team gives him some grief, but then they flirt. Cap says that every detective is going to be training for 2 hours a day. That's going to be pretty sore. They're going to be useless in the field.
Anyone who goes around with half a mustache needs Charles. You know what I mean? You need a little help.
You're gonna get it.
Oh, yeah? Who's gonna give it to me?
I am.
And
don't call me Charles no more.
Really?
Don't call me Charles no more.
I am Charles.
Then we see two detectives that are undercover at a Mexican festival, and they're following Orlando, who's the skateboarder, as he heads and leads them straight to the department store again. And they go in, and Mr. Melrose meets with Orlando, and he points out the two cops. They sneak into the storeroom, and they're being stalked by a ninja before they get taken out. 3 cops come by for training, and they watch as Logan and the other trainer show off, and then Rollins shows up late and they all get the training. Logan's got good chemistry with Mandy. Logan ambushes her outside of her work and makes his move that night, but she has one condition.
How about going with me to a karate match and meet some of the people involved?
Okay. If you feed me.
You got it.
The after karate party, we see that Mandy cleans up nice, but then she gets a call and the two of them head out to find the other 2 detectives are dead. I don't think your karate training class is gonna go fast enough. Back at Mandy's, Logan tries to console her, but he doesn't know what to say or do, and I don't think the writers did either. Also, the captain is now suspicious of all karate people and wants them looked into. Charlie, Logan's adopted son, wants to compete in real fights, but Logan says and proves that he's not ready, but he says once he's done his fight, that they'll train for real. And then the instructor, who hasn't been around in a few days, shows up, and they point that out. Logan decides to help out by putting together a list of special forces people he used to work with, and then he talks to Alex.
I need your help, Bill.
How can I do?
I think that one of the guys that was with us in Nam is an assassin.
I like how he just tracks down friends and then just casually brings it up. Charlie talks to Josh, who's training at the facility. He's lost the fight to Sparks, and he says that Sparks was trying to kill him in there. If he didn't know any better, he'd say he was on something. He finds out where Sparks is training, and he heads there and investigates. I'm not sure why he's getting involved, but he's gonna get himself captured. And we see Rollins is in league with Melrose, and he's giving him drugs.
What have we here? Coke. Pure Coke, almost a kilo. You did good work, Detective Rollins. Well, thank you, Mr. Melrose.
Rollins says that they're gonna have to take the kids off skateboards because they've been made, and Melrose pretty much confirms Sparky's the one that's been killing people, and Charlie gets caught, and Sparks gives him a chance, and the kid takes a shot.
All you gotta do is get past me.
The police are questioning the skateboarders, and Logan calls Mandy to meet him at a restaurant where karate types hang out. And he pulls in, and we see Sparks is dressed as a ninja. That's gonna be one painful kick, and he's got nunchucks. And the kitchen staff, well, they scare him off. Logan lies to Mandy, but he's sitting there just dirty and filthy from the fight, and she knows he's lying. She tells him not to be a hero, but girl, you are talking to the wrong guy if you think he's gonna take that advice. He gets a phone call to go to the morgue, where he finds Charlie's body, and they told him drug overdose. Mandy comes by his place later, and knows he's looking for revenge.
A cop loses a friend and has a hunting license in his pocket. But not me.
His fight is tomorrow, and the detectives find evidence of red wax under the dead detective's fingernails, and Mandy and the other detectives think that it's from a department store, but it's not enough. The captain says that's not enough to go on. They grab Orlando, the skateboarding kid, and he confesses, so they go to the department store where Rollins is there, but he covers for himself pretty well.
And I picked up, I guess, about the same info as you guys, and I beat it right over here, but it's all bullshit.
Who's this guy?
This is Martin Vigo, the owner of the place who let me in.
Mandy talks to the captain and asks what she should do if she suspects someone on the force. He says it's a sensitive subject, where even mentioning someone's name could ruin their career. And then Rollins talks to her, and he wants to take it to the fight, but she says she's going with Harriett, but that she'll get him a ticket. And then she goes over to Rollins' house and investigates, finds his stash of coke, but Melrose shows up with a gun.
In here. If I had time, I'd join you.
Harriett shows up and helps her, but then she leaves him with Melrose. But she has a gun, so she'll be fine. The fights start, and there are some sweet exchanges. Logan recognizes his eyes, and I assume Sparks knows because he starts to cheat, and then he runs off. At the sight of cops, Rollins pulls out his gun and takes a hostage, but Logan kicks the gun out of his hands and chases after Sparks. Logan commandeers a police car, and Mandy sees this and jumps on in, but he's a terrible driver and gets stuck in the mud, and Sparks manages to get back to Melrose place and grabs a box full of supplies. But he has to go down the same road, and Logan got the car to block the road, and then it leads to another fight.
Is that the reason Sparks the box?
Not the box, just the million in it. And I'm taking it out of here.
You're a dead man, Sparks.
Mandy watches with gun drawn as they fight in slow-mo, and she stops him from killing him. But then... I mean, it's not like she had more handcuffs. Logan walks up to Mandy and they hug. Roll credits at the end. But I like how the scene keeps going and they keep hugging and looking into each other's eyes. She drops the gun and they hug some more. Kiss her, you fool! You're covered in cocaine! She'll become addicted to those lips. Ron O'Neill played Rollins. He's gone on to do many good films, even another one with Chuck. I think The Final Countdown is where we'll see him next on this channel. Bill Wallace played Sparks, and his kickboxing record is 23-0. I think we'll see him again, probably in Silent Assassins. And Jennifer O'Neill, even with short hair, is cute as hell, so I have to do one of her films. And I've been meaning for decades to watch Scanners, so that's gonna be the one. In the end, Chuck said 10 times better than his last movie. I'm gonna say 12 times better. This was a decent movie, and the fact that everybody's just like, oh, he was killed by karate, so we should get our detectives to learn karate so they can stop the karate killer. You'll never become good enough to stop a guy who's 23-0 in real life.
I feel every muscle in my body.
Well, remember, you're the one that talked me into this.
Also, the last 2 times I fell, I think I landed on my pride. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Bye.
As for Chuck Norris movies, this one's got it ranked pretty high, and we haven't even hit the missing in action ones. His chemistry with Jennifer O'Neill was pretty good, though I'm finding he's a lot like Tom Cruise today, and a few of the other actors, maybe Jason Statham, where they just don't really get romantic entanglements too often. They just try to avoid it for whatever reason. So if you like martial arts action movies and Chuck Norris, well, this is definitely one you should have on your list. And as always, thanks for watching.